You can't achieve something outside of who you are. There is nothing to be achieved. You are the achievement. There is no meaning to life. You are the meaning. And once you have healed yourself to such a degree that that becomes your truth within yourself, you don't just think about it. You're not just perceiving it, but you're embodying it. You will find peace. And you will find an amazing state of being within yourself. You will connect to who you are. You will not be afraid anymore. And you will live a life that is how the universe intended it to be. You are no different from a tree. The universe is flowing through that tree, how it grows, how it is evolving. It's effortless. It just happens like a flower, like any living organism. It's effortless. They are already achieved just by the nature of them being there. There's nothing to add. There's nothing to think about. Only humans can be so fucking confused, can get so lost. Because we have the ability to get overwritten from our source, from consciousness that is trying to flow through us by creating our fucking ego so meticulously, so distractingly, so that we are always disconnected from who we really are. Who we really are is effortless, like a tree is growing. Who we are can so effortlessly also grow and achieve itself by just being itself. But then we have this very complicated nature that is existing within our brain. We are very complicated because of our brain. And we don't allow ourselves to be and grow and expand ourselves as we are intended to do so naturally by the universe. We're a part of this planet. We're a part of all of this shit. We're just one integral part of it that we are continually creating resistance towards and trying to run away from, because it can be painful to be that vulnerable and open conduit for your emotions and everything that is going on within you. And so we choose to disconnect instead. We notice that those emotions that can come up of fear, shame, anger, guilt, and so on is very painful and uncomfortable. And when those arise and we have to be presently who we are and face them, sometimes we can get it wrong and not be able to process it or understand how to deal with it in our complexity. So we decide, we might not even do it consciously, but we are resorting to using our mind, our subconscious mind, to create a pattern of overthinking instead. So that instead of being presently the person that we are instead adopting a negative way of being to deal with it, to suppress that emotion, the painful things that we don't want to deal with, that must be experienced if you wish to be an integral part of this world and universe where things are effortless, where you are yourself, where you get what you want, where you're tapped into the power of what you can manifest, the power of what you can create. You have to remain a conscious person over your internal world to get to that point where you get what you want. But we choose not to. And we learn most of this stuff from a younger age, where we are more easily influenced by our environment because we haven't fully developed yet and we don't know how to deal with life. And so we naturally try and protect ourselves. We try to keep ourselves safe. We develop these negative things that we do, our overthinking, our addictions, our need to improve, like the one that I've been sharing a little bit about that I have. All of that stuff we develop in an attempt to protect ourselves from the pain of these things that we don't understand how to deal with. We do it for our higher good. That's what we believe. We do it to keep ourselves safe. And at one point in life, it did keep us safe. It kept us safe from a family dynamic where we were bullied or not treated right for expressing how we felt. So we protected ourselves because we recognized that the environment didn't allow us to be who we truly are. And it's not even the environment's fault. They're just reacting and projecting whatever shit they were taught from their own environment growing up. If they were not taught love and how to operate from the heart and from the core of who they are, then naturally they are going to have to protect themselves and defend themselves and create their personality in a limited way where they do not allow things in other people because they were not allowed it themselves. If we want to free ourselves from being in this space where we are so severely limited by our nature, by our programming of the things that we're doing, the things that we're thinking, the things that we are acting out, and all of these things that are keeping us back, then we need to learn to connect to who we are again. We need to become present within the world again. We need to get unstuck from our head that we've been using as a survival mechanism our entire lives, trying to figure shit out, trying to get on top of things, trying to do the right thing. And we need to stop trying to do the right thing and do the thing that is us, that is who we are. And that can be such a hard thing to even understand or grasp, because when you've been so disconnected from who you are for such a long time, and you're so stuck in this survival mechanism that is your head, connecting back to that spirit of who you are is a whole different reality from what you compared to, from what you're used to. But in that connection back to yourself, in the present moment of what's going on right now, you often find exactly what you've been searching for, which was here all the time. The relationship, the habits, the addictions, all of that stuff was just a distraction from whatever was going on here that had to be felt for you to connect back to who you are. Because it's painful, it's uncomfortable, it feels unsafe. But it's not unsafe anymore. You're not in the same environment anymore that conditioned you to believe that you can't face these things. And if you ever want your life to evolve and expand in that way that you're seeking, if you are a seeker for something more in your life, it's not by adding something more, it's by subtracting something that gives that sensation that something more has to be added. Not to say that things are not going to be added into your life, because when you are in a state of just abundance and prosperity, which is your natural state, behind all of these mechanisms that are in place right now, blocking you from connecting to who you really are and the effortless nature of the universe, beneath all that, in that abundance, all of those things that you kind of are looking for right now, that you need, start showing up in your life. For the simple reason that you just sort of are ready for that now. And in the end, you get what you want. You get what you need. What you need. But you get it because you are already good and amazing, feeling amazing, connected to the abundance of the universe without the need of something. Because when you connect to the abundance of the world through the need of something, that is only through the belief that you need something for that to happen. But if you eliminate that belief entirely, you go back to your natural state, which allows that sensation of abundance to exist within you, without that need for everything, for anything, because that's just who you are.